Welcome to the Divine Style Podcast with Gerlinda, Stella, personal stylist and self-love coach, and Alison, Maiden, psychic medium, spiritual healer and metaphysical teacher. Each episode you'll experience spiritual lessons to cultivate self-love and self-expression so you can become the best version of you.
Hi, I'm Gerlinda.
And I'm Alison.
Today we are talking about the solar plexus. So this is the third energy center in the body and is responsible for a lot of things like all the other chakras are, but I believe this one really is a feeling center, isn't it? It's got a lot to do with our intuition and our power.
Yes, it's one of the, most important, in a way, because it's the crossover point between your physical and your spiritual. So it's the yin and yang. And when you get right into this chakra, it means so much because your feeling center is about how you learn, what you feel about things. People think the heart chakra is where we have all of our emotions, and so that's our feeling center. But in actual fact, we process those feelings through the solar plexus.
And the solar plexus is located just above the belly button and below the rib cage. It's kind of
over your tummy, really, over your actual stomach area, just in that little hollow under the rib cage there, and where you get your butterflies, your hiccups, all of those sorts of feelings.
Alison, you've always told me that the solar plexus is really amazing to help you with your intuition.
It's one of the first chakras to open up, basically. You know, a lot of people will say that their intuition, it starts there. So you get that gut feeling, that gut intuition about things. You can often tell if something is wrong by that feeling of dread that you get in your tummy area, or the excitement feelings can be, hey, something really cool is coming up for you, something to be excited about. So it is definitely one of the first points of intuition that's awakened in the body.
It is interesting too when we think about feelings, because they can easily be, you can trick yourself with them. I know when I first learned to do public speaking, I would think that I was, super nervous, and then I changed my idea around those nerves to being actually excitement, because those butterflies do feel extremely similar when we're having those feelings. So trying to be able to determine what the feelings are within that center is really powerful.
Oh, exactly. And removing the doubt from yourself, and replacing that with, as you say, excitement. And I wonder what I can learn from this. I wonder what's going to happen can often be, a really wonderful feeling to have, because let's face it, I mean, I don't know about you, but psychically, it takes a lot to surprise me these days.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at anything.
So when it comes down to having that little bit of excitement and anticipation, it's actually a good thing.
We've spoken about feelings before, but is this really your empath center as well?
So it helps us to see other people's emotions and feelings, and also to generate connection to spirit. So when we are empathic and we can feel other people's feelings, that's one thing. But there's another aspect of it called clairsentience, where you can get answers from your spirit guides through your solar plexus.
Ooh, so how do we do this?
Okay, so when I was very young and I was starting to sort of connect, I suppose, to my guides, I remember when I was talking to them, I would ask them questions, and I would notice that when I got a yes in my mind's eye, I would also get a feeling of excitement in my solar plexus. And so when I was out and about and I couldn't get answers through my psychic ability because I was talking to people, I was just interacting human-like, things, I could quietly ask the question in my mind, and I'd get the feeling in my solar plexus, whether it was a yes or a no. So for me, it feels like the yes is an excited, like, when you're going down a lift and all of a sudden you feel that sort of excitement in your belly, it's like that. That's my yes. And my no is a deadpan nothing. So when I ask a question, I can quietly sort of go into my mind, and then I'll say, am I going to get this opportunity? Yes or no. And I'll get a yes, or I'll get a deadpan no. And it's always accurate. It's always absolutely spot on. So to start to practice this, you can just ask some simple questions. So you could say, will my partner be home at 4 p.m. today? Or more specifically, you might ask about a family member where the answer is going to be not given to you until afterwards. So you must choose questions that you're not going to know until later, because otherwise you can influence, obviously.
That's great. I know when I've used my pendulum before, I've asked questions sort of like, is one of my children going to be home for dinner or not? And it will show. And what I'd love to maybe try to see if I can feel that same sensation using a pendulum.
Yeah.
To see when it's saying yes and no, and see if that raises something inside me as well.
Well, your body becomes the pendulum then.
Yes.
So it becomes the tool that you're using.
Because then you don't have to take a pendulum with you everywhere you go.
You're self-sufficient.
That's right. It's a great tip for people. I wonder if we could maybe do a little question for people and then see if they can answer it yes or no. I know in one of your courses you did this, so they'd have to check the show notes if they got it right. Okay, so using your solar plexus as your intuition, yes or no, do I have a red car? What's your question going to be, Alison?
Is my favourite colour teal?
So I want you to feel into those, and then you can check the show notes to see if you got those answers correct. The colour associated with this is yellow.
Yes.
And whenever I think of yellow, I always think of the sun. So solar plexus as well. We've got solar in there.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it just is a really happy place to be.
Oh, for sure. It's about, actually, funnily enough, it's the motion that goes with this is C. So when we're looking at something from a perspective of your feelings instead of looking at it just purely from the physical eye. So you can see into people's actions, or you can see into your own actions through this chakra.
That's incredible. So when it comes to this chakra, what are some ways that we would know that it was potentially blocked? So in terms of maybe some physical manifestations.
Yeah, well, the associated organs with this one, of course, is all around the stomach area. So we're looking at the pancreas, which diabetes can be a problem for some people. Genetically, that can be linked in as well to DNA, which is always interesting in healing, I find, because we can carry not only illness, which, as we know, is connected up to emotions, through your DNA, but you can also carry old karma through DNA as well. So if your great-great-great-grandmother ended up having a very painful and unfortunate life, and it's turned her what we used to call sour in the old days, that can actually increase the risk of diabetes. So it removes the sweetness out of life, you know. And I suppose when you really think about it, it does. I mean, having diabetes means you can't have any sugar, and it doesn't process sugar, and it doesn't process energy very well in your body. So the pancreas is a really important organ. It's only a tiny one, but it's very, very important for your general well-being and in your metabolism. The liver. That's one. I could not count the amount of times I've had to say to people this week, you need a cleanse. Okay, maybe it's lockdown, maybe it's other things, overindulgence perhaps, but the liver is a very important part of your body for cleansing your blood and cleansing your whole system. You need to be able to keep it healthy. This chakra, if you're not feeling great, you can go to the negative aspect, which can be to overindulge in things like alcohol or the wrong kind of foods, fatty foods, etc. That all is processed through your liver, and so your liver can become clogged up and diseased. The other really important one there, of course, is the gallbladder. Now, again, so many people have been coming to me saying that they've had gallbladder problems lately. This is a really important time on the planet, as we know, with the changes that are going on. I think people are trying to process all these changes. It's really hard for them. And this is the chakra where we actually process a lot of the feelings that we're having, the fear and the things that come up. And remember that the chakra below this is the chakra that holds your fears and your past life fears. We may have emotions come up about being repressed, because it is that kind of energy right now where there's lockdowns and you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. With that comes old past life memories where you may have been repressed in other lives because of political reasons or other things. I think there was one stage that we were chatting about, we did a healing on you, in fact, I remember in one of the workshops, where you would not get into a political discussion with somebody. And actually when we went into that, it was because you were crucified in a past life for having a political opinion.
Yes, makes complete sense.
And when we healed it, it was like you were more open to be able to hear these things. And I think that it's a part of showing us what is going on, really what is going on deeply within us. You know, all of those past lives need to come up and be able to be identified, not necessarily life by life, but the reason behind it, you know, the emotion behind it. What emotion is continually popping up for you? That's this chakra all over. It's like you're going to feel it until you fix it.
And I think one of the things with this chakra as well is you'll end up using food as a way to try and mask those emotions. And that's why the stomach area, things like your gallbladder and that sort of thing are going to show up. Because I know when I think about my mum, she had her gallbladder out, but I remember before she had that out, she couldn't eat any type of fatty food whatsoever. So no pork crackling.
Yeah. None of the comfort foods.
Yeah, all the comfort foods, but they are a way, and food has been a way because it does bring joy to kind of shove those emotions down. So when we start to allow those to bubble up, then our bodies can heal from this as well.
Yeah, and at this point I'd probably like to bring up too about empaths and the fact that when you're empathic, you operate out of this chakra. And the empaths will feel other people's emotions. Now, they take on those emotions. They don't always get rid of those emotions because they're being loaded up. They don't know where it's coming from. You don't understand that. You are going off to work, your normal day, you get into work and all of a sudden you're feeling everybody's emotion. And some people could be elated, some people could be really miserable about being there. So you have all these like conflicting things going on inside you all day. It's enough to drive you crazy. If you actually understand that you're an empath and you're taking this stuff on, then there's ways of cleansing this and getting rid of it through energy work that we're going to talk about in a sec, but also using tools, and tools like the citrine, yellow, amber, any of the yellow stones are fabulous for this chakra. So if you are feeling this at work, have a really big piece of citrine on your desk. Maybe wear some, you know. But we have to understand that we're processing all the time. So this chakra is really active and always being used. It never stops.
These chakras, they are as an energy center as well. When you do think about that, right in the middle of your body, how much of an impact it does have on lots of different areas of your life. So in terms of maybe the non-physical, maybe the relationship aspects, how would this show up if you've got some blockages?
Oh, look, to be honest, I think it's definitely about any judgment at all. Anytime we're feeling judged, it takes away our personal power. It stops us from being able to make decisions for ourselves, because we figure that if we fit in with everyone else and we fit in with the norm, we won't be bothered and we won't be picked on. And that goes against really what your principles are. Do you know? As a sovereign being, we should be in charge of our own destinies. We should be able to choose for ourselves what we want and what we need in our life. And a lot of the, I suppose, news that's out there at the moment is kind of suppressing that a little bit. So we really are being challenged with what do we believe is right for ourselves. This chakra is very much about your personal power. So you could be feeling quite sick to the stomach. Right? There's that old saying there about the things that are going on around you, the injustices. People don't like seeing other people being picked on or being put down. And I know that, there's been so many, I suppose, little arguments floating around families about disagreements about, who believes what and what's happening. So there's a lot of disagreements happening. Your social identity, your self-control is a big one through this chakra. You were saying before about the food. My gosh, if people have this hole inside of themselves because they don't have the identity that they need, they're going to fill it full of food, or other things that are addiction type things. I don't want to say any words on here that might, lead people to do anything bad, but the energy around this chakra can be very, very much in flux. 1 minute you could be feeling peace, the next minute you could be feeling angry, the next minute you could be feeling elated. It's like up and down all the time, and it's because of the influences that are around you. So the only way you get any real peace out of this one is to actually identify what is yours and what isn't. All right. If you are angry about something, then you need to express that in a nice way. Okay. And we'll talk about the throat chakra a few weeks' time, and it's very much connected to this chakra. So you need to be able to use your self-expression well when we're talking about this chakra. Don't block things off. If you block it off, that's when you get into trouble.
Yeah, and I think power is such a amazing word to use when it comes to this as well, because it is the power center.
Yes.
And so when we are maybe being overactive in this chakra too, it could be that we're actually misusing our power to have control over others. And if we look at the state of affairs, like we said, that's happening quite a bit lately, where people are using their power to control others, and it is really frustrating because it does leave us feeling powerless. So I guess some ways that we can heal this is incorporating some things like colour, which we've spoken about. So wearing the colour yellow. Now, yellow is a beautiful colour to wear. Some people find it quite strong in terms of it might feel a bit much all over. So you could wear it in a piece of jewellery, or like we've said before, in lingerie. It could be in a necklace, or it could actually be in a print as well. So it's got those little bits of yellow on it.
Well, the interesting thing, that the highest vibration of yellow is gold. So you may be a gold person. There's always gold and silver people. I actually wear both. But gold, wearing gold jewellery, definitely. We've talked about this before. If yellow is not your colour to wear, then you could wear it underneath, like as in underclothes. But the other thing is eating foods that are yellow. Everyone loves bananas, don't they? I love bananas.
Are yummy.
I pretty much live on bananas, actually. The jewellery should contain some yellow stone. So we're looking at topaz, tiger's eye, citrine, amber, yellow sapphire. Let's see if you can arrange to get one of those. They are gorgeous. Some of the essential oils as well may help. So as you know, we have the vibration of each chakra. Oils match that vibration. So the sunny oils, which I call like all the citrus oils. So we've got bergamot, which is a blend of citrus. Is contraindicated in pregnancy, though, bergamot. As we said before, if you get some on your skin, it can actually cross the placental barrier and cause some issues for bubby. So we have to be very cautious with any of the citrus blends. Cedarwood is a beautiful smell. It's very spicy. It's actually a good one to blend with the citrus ones as well. Now, the jury's out on coriander. I particularly love coriander. It's one of my favourite things.
I do like it, but for those that feel like it tastes like soap, feel
it's
free
funny,
to avoid.
Isn't it? There's a lot of people that don't like coriander. Juniper, well, it's a very ancient and extremely powerful oil, that one. If you can actually get the real thing, that's a powerful one. Lime, I love lime. Lime is always something that I prefer lime in my drink to lemon. I feel that lime is quite a healing energy, and it does connect us back up to the heart chakra as well, because it's a half and half lime. It's half between this chakra and half between the heart chakra. But the favourite ones, of course, lavender and rosemary. And if you blend those together in your oil blends, that'll actually give you a huge lift and make you feel really happy.
Oh, beautiful. And the thing with rosemary as well is you can actually put it on your food. I know that I love to do that as well, just on some potatoes, or if you're eating lamb or any of those sorts of foods. Rosemary
it's a fantastic healer and also antiseptic. And people for centuries, particularly in Italy, they grow rosemary in their front yards and their backyards for protection, because it's one of the strongest herbs to protect against, those nasty little things that float around us sometimes. The naughty things. So the verb that's connected to this chakra is I can. So we're looking at change with this chakra. We want people to recognise that, there can be some blocks there. It can be difficult, that life can be hard, and that we're dealing with a lot of things from day to day, but you can change it, that you can do it. So it's a motivational thing.
I can is a good motto, which means that we can get over addiction and things like that, because I do believe that this chakra does have a lot to do with addiction for a lot of people. So being able to clear this is extremely, extremely, extremely important for anything that you might be addicted to. I mean, sometimes I know myself, I've been addicted to people that aren't good for me, and we joke about this all the time, but you can get addicted to the strangest things, even negative thoughts and thought patterning, which I think a lot of us can get into that habit as well. So when we ruminate and we think of something over and over again, so this chakra can really help us to open up and make those I can statements.
Absolutely. And any type of addiction is, of course, a call for help in some way, that something's missing. And I feel, in particular, I feel very sad for people who can't get off of that wheel, if you like. There's a lot of ways that we can help to heal this. I mean, we've spoken to Craig Homine before, our hypnotherapist that we have on our show. He is brilliant with helping people with addictions, and for those people that maybe aren't as spiritual, we all have friends that don't believe in all the woo-woo stuff. I love the fact that he has got the hypnotherapy background, and so therefore, he's, I suppose, more credible to them, that he can help with those things. So if you'd like Craig's details, we can always give them to you. Just contact us or contact me, info@alisonmaiden.com, if you know of someone that is suffering with addictions and that needs some help.
Beautiful. Next, we are going to do a wonderful meditation for you to be able to help clear and activate your solar plexus, so that you can feel like I can.
Yeah, clear, happy, and joyous. Find a comfortable position and relax. Allow all of the stress and tension to drain out of your muscles, moving all the way down to your feet and draining out through the bottom of your feet into the ground below you. Coming up from the ground is a swirling golden light surrounding your aura and sparkling brightly. Breathe that golden light in to your lungs and allow it to move through your body, charging every cell. The gold expands and you find yourself standing at the bottom of a gorgeous mountain. It is tall with yellow flowers covering every side. There is a sandy path which is easy to walk along. Your body feels so light that it's effortless as you walk along this path up to the top of the mountain. With every step, a burden is released. Thinking about the responsibilities that you now have in your life, we're going to leave them in the golden pots along the side of the path. We take each burden and place it inside the pot. As you're walking further up this beautiful mountain, you're feeling lighter with every step you take. The yellow of the flowers brings you joy as you can see the sun in the sky glowing with its gorgeous golden light. You start to feel the warmth moving through from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Finally, we reach the top, where you see a citrine yellow crystal bed. Lay on the bed and feel the energy of the sun charging through your solar plexus, moving into the rest of your body, clearing all negativity, feeling lighter and happier as you remove the burdens of responsibilities that are no longer yours. Allow the feelings of joy and happiness, excitement to return to your life. Feel all of the wonderful things that are coming for you in the future, all the plans that you have. Visualize how they are coming to you effortlessly. See your life freed from burdens and feel the happiness and joy that brings. Feel the connections with your spirit guides as they now gather around the bed, placing their hands upon you and charging you with the golden light energy This connection is now complete and cannot be severed. When you ask for help, you will feel the energy through your solar plexus, and the connections will come through your feelings and intuition. Allow this energy now to move down to your feet, connecting you once again to the Earth Star Chakra, 6 inches below the soles of your feet. The chakra glows with the golden energy, pulsing gold, orange and red. That energy now moves all the way to the core of Mother Earth, connecting you down deep into her soul. Feeling so connected to our Mother, the energy now moves back, up through your feet, through your legs, up your Kundalini line and Hara line chakras, and out through your crown like a golden fountain of light. You are connected, safe, and happy. Return to now when you're ready.
Thanks for listening to the Divine Style Podcast. Please follow, share, and tune in weekly for more spiritual and self-love guidance. You can find out more and ask questions at gerlinda.com.au and alisonmaiden.com.